It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time, and we have a interesting question that was brought to us by one of our viewers.
Mr. Ryan Bowes posed this question in our live stream show, which if you missed, you can click the card right up here and go check it out. But it's essentially, he asked us, did we think E. Sanders, is how he phrased it, Emmanuel Sanders, is going to end up back in San Francisco? We thought about it, did a little bit of research. We got some stuff for you now.
Yeah, there's a little investigation going into it, and we found that Emmanuel Sanders is probably going to get cut because the Saints are in salary cap hell, and they need to make a move that is going to free up cap space. Actually, they have to make several moves, and Emmanuel Sanders is probably going to be a cap casualty. They need to cut him before his roster bonus is guaranteed. They need to cut him before the 2021 year starts in the NFL. So, Horst, this is going to happen quick. Now, the question is he going to end up in San Francisco? And if he does end up in San Francisco, would you rather have Emmanuel Sanders or Kendrick Bourne?
So that's a couple questions there. Emmanuel Sanders showed he still has it this year. 61 catches, over 700 yards, and 5 touchdowns in 14 games. When he was on the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo's play definitely trended upwards. He definitely had a solid connection going with Emmanuel Sanders right from the get-go. And with their 2 top receivers being young guys in Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, they could still use his veteran leadership in the locker room. There seemed to be no animosity from either side when he left. I know that when he was posting for their playoff run on Instagram, different 49ers players were telling him good luck and all that stuff. And I've never heard him say anything bad about the Niners, nor Shanahan Lynch say anything negative about him. And I think Shanahan's a big fan of his. So this is a reunion I could see happening, but it would have to be for the right price. I'm not going to sit here and predict that it's going to happen, but I think it's a definite possibility and something to look for. And although I'm not as down on Kendrick Bourne as some people around here, he's definitely a better football player than Kendrick Bourne. You can't debate that. Kendrick Bourne's best season, I don't think, is better than Emmanuel Sanders' worst
It's
season.
not even better than Emmanuel Sanders' season last year. It's not even better than that. His best season was last season, 49 catches, 667 yards. So let's start with that question for me. First off, I did cut you off. I'm so sorry. I don't like Kendrick Bourne. You're throwing congratulations and congratulatories towards the man like he's done anything. I'm sorry. I am not a big Kendrick Bourne fan. The stats for his last season are not better than Emmanuel Sanders' last season, and Emmanuel Sanders is getting up into the mid-30s. All right? Kendrick Bourne is, at best, a wide receiver 3. At best, a wide receiver 3 somewhere. Emmanuel Sanders still, right now, could at best probably be a wide receiver 2 in some NFL circles in some places. He's still a great route runner. I know the speed's not there, but the hands have never been a question. The guy is a great route runner, still to this day. The only question for me is price, and if you're cutting him, and there's still, I think the dead cap for them is around $4 million is what it ends. It's $2 million in dead cap, but he's guaranteed another $2 million on top of that. So he gets $4 million, no matter what, because they only save $6 million by cutting him, and he has about a $10.5 million contract this year. You might be able to bring him in for $3 million this year on a 1-year deal, and it's not going to cost you a whole heck of a lot of money, and that's the same that you would pay Kendrick Bourne, and you're going to get an immediate production increase at that position with him on the field. And on top of that, with the emergence of Brandon Ayuk, you might not even have to have him on the field all that much, which means when he is on the field, he's healthier, the legs are fresh. You don't have to worry about him having to play 85, 90% of snaps. Maybe that number can drop down to about 65, 70% of snaps, which means he's going to be even fresher and have even more in the tank the further you go into the season. I think that's better overall for all the 49ers wide receivers. I think it's easily a better option. The only question is are the Saints going to actually do it? And I think you're right, and I think they're going to.
Well, being $75 million over the cap, even after restructuring Drew Brees' contract, you're going to have to make some very tough decisions. There's probably going to be more heads that roll in New Orleans, and that's going to happen a lot of places in the NFL, and there's going to be good players that are going to be out there that are probably going to get cheaper deals than what could be expected. The one thing about Emmanuel Sanders is how good he is operating in the zone and knowing when to sit down, where to break, all the things that he does that are second nature because he's an experienced guy, that right now the 49ers don't have a receiver that can do it to that level. Kendrick Bourne is not that guy. Even though Kendrick Bourne played well this year and he did put up some numbers, he is not Emmanuel Sanders' talent level. I don't think he ever will be, and that's not a slight on him. He's doing the most with what he's got, but he's just not Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders is different from Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel and even Jalen Hurd, and he operates different. So he adds a different element to the offense. That's what you always want to do when you're, a team, a personnel grouping, putting together a team. You don't want to have a bunch of guys that all do the same thing. Find guys that do different things and then use them strategically to attack other teams. Emmanuel Sanders had a way of finding ways to get open so Jimmy Garoppolo could find him, and he was somebody that Jimmy could count on. He was his Wes Welker. He was his Julian Edelman, and that's what they're missing this year in the offense. Well, number one, Jimmy. But number two, missing that guy that is a go-to guy. I know you want it to be Deebo Samuel. You want it to be Brandon Ayuk. But I think it could be Emmanuel Sanders and give those kind of guys a chance to grow, especially Ayuk. And Deebo can do a lot of other things you'd rather see. The other thing with Kendrick Bourne, the reason that I think Kendrick Bourne doesn't make a ton of sense is if Jalen Hurd is healthy, Kendrick Bourne's role changes and he becomes a fourth wide receiver. And I would rather have a big, physical, more athletic Jalen Hurd than I would rather have a Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah, I agree. I was on the same path as all you guys before someone came out of their underwear shorts at me.
I apologize.
He doesn't like KB.
I'm not a big fan.
The finishing thought there was that I think you thought I was going to compliment him.
I thought
Kendrick Bourne's best season isn't as good as Emmanuel Sanders' worst season.
Touché.
So that was the finishing thought there before someone...
I should come over there and give you a hug.
He pooed all over the ground over there.
Yeah, I jumped the gun there.
A wee bit.
A little bit. I'm passionate about our 49ers, and my bad. Kendrick.
Do you have something against Polynesian?
Nah, Kendrick, I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't go in as hard on you. You are a hard worker. I will give you that. So.
And
he does. He works hard.
And a plus dancer.
No, we're not going to go.
Good dancer, wrong time to dance.
Correct. Accurate.
Yeah.
Very, very accurate.
Probably the best dancer on the team.
I mean, there is an argument for that, I think. Yeah.
There's an argument, but I don't want to make it.
But we can replace him. Emmanuel Sanders was a pretty good dancer.
I could see Kittle being a good dancer.
I don't know. He likes to sing Skater Boy on the side.
I mean, you never know. But that's beside the point. Because right now, this is the time. This is the time where I tell you to subscribe and you do it.
You
hit
should
that
probably
subscribe
dance to
button.
the subscribe button.
You should. You should
This
dance
is that
over to the
specific time.
This specific time. Subscribe. Hit that button right now. Hit that notification bell. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Let us know what you think. Is Emmanuel Sanders coming back to San Francisco? We got someone trying to get into the room right now as we're recording. Leave us alone. We're in the middle of something. Okay. Is he coming back to San Francisco? We want to know what you think. Let us know. Even if you had to choose between him or Kendrick Bourne, would you choose him or would you choose KB? Let us know in the comment section down below. Let us know if you want E. Sanders back in San Francisco. I think Ryan Bose would want him back in San Francisco based on the question that he asked.
I would believe so. But I am curious what people think because a lot of people really love Kendrick Bourne, and he's a very likable guy. But take your like out of it and think, is this best for the 49ers as a football team? And if it's just that you like him, I understand it. He's a good dude. He plays hard.
He does.
And he deserves to be somewhere making a lot of money or a decent amount of money. But I just don't know. I know I would rather have Emmanuel Sanders than Kendrick Bourne.
Agreed.
Well, you heard it here first. We'd rather have E. Sanders than KB. Sorry, KB. They still like you a lot, and I think
we're okay with you.
I think you're a good guy. But until next time, 49ers fans, you stay safe.
And remember the right way.
Is always 49ers way.